The workers cut the dough and place it into a die-cutting machine, which shapes the donuts with their characteristic hole in the center. A frying machine cooks the donuts until they develop a golden, crispy crust. Then they pass under a waterfall of sugar glaze, which completely coats them in a sweet, shiny layer. But how are donuts made? In this video, we're going to discover the process behind one of the most popular desserts in the world. Donuts were created by Hanson Gregory, an American sailor, in 1847. He found that the center of the dough remained raw, so he decided to punch a hole in it using a pepper shaker lid before frying it, which allowed for more even cooking. His innovation made them more appealing and easier to prepare. As the 20th century progressed, donuts became increasingly popular, especially in the United States. A key factor in their mass production was the invention of the first automatic donut-making machine. In 1920, Adolf Levitt, a Russian immigrant, designed a machine that could produce donuts in large quantities quickly and efficiently. This allowed donuts to be sold in bakeries, coffee shops, and fairs, increasing their popularity. During the 20th century, donuts went from being a local bakery product to a mass consumption phenomenon, largely thanks to the creation of franchises that facilitated their commercialization around the world. Two of the most influential brands in this expansion were Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts. In 1937, Vernon Rudolph founded Krispy Kreme in North Carolina. Using a secret recipe for his dough, he started selling donuts to local stores. Soon, demand grew so much that he decided to open his own shop, where people could buy freshly made donuts directly. It was an instant success. But the challenge was producing enough donuts to meet the growing demand. In the 1950s, they invented a machine called the Crispy Automatic Ringing Jr. It could make donuts almost automatically. The ingredients were mixed inside. The dough dropped directly into the hot oil in the shape of donuts, and at the right moment, paddles flipped them to cook both sides. Then they exited the oil to cool down. This small machine could produce 720 donuts per hour. It was a key part of Krispy Kreme's early success. From the 1960s onwards, the process improved and expanded significantly. Today, the machine is much more efficient and is computerized. It can produce up to 3,000 donuts per hour. From start to finish, it takes about an hour to complete a batch of donuts. The ingredients for the donuts arrive in huge sacks at the Krispy Kreme factory. The donut making process begins with the preparation of a special dough, which is key to achieving its light, fluffy texture with the perfect balance of sweetness and softness. To make the dough, Krispy Kreme uses high-quality ingredients combined in exact proportions. The main ingredients are yeast-raised wheat flour, which provides structure, sugar, which gives sweetness and aids fermentation, yeast, which allows the dough to rise and become fluffy, powdered milk, which adds flavor and improves texture, eggs, which help bind the dough, vegetable oil, which adds softness and prevents the donut from drying out, salt, which balances the flavor, and water, which activates the yeast and helps bring the ingredients together. These ingredients are poured into large industrial mixers capable of handling massive amounts of dough at once. The mixture is beaten at high speed for several minutes until a smooth, uniform dough forms. During this process, the gluten in the flour begins to develop, giving the dough its elasticity. The machines are programmed to ensure the dough reaches the perfect consistency. If it's too liquid, the donuts won't hold their shape. If it's too dense, they'll turn out tough. Once the dough is ready, factory operators check its texture and elasticity. Tests are conducted to ensure the dough has the right amount of air, is not too sticky or too dry, and can be easily molded without breaking. If the dough is too dry, more water is added. If it's too wet, a little more flour is added. After mixing, the dough needs to rest for about 10 minutes before moving on to fermentation. This rest period allows the yeast to activate, flavors to develop, and texture and elasticity to improve before shaping. The workers cut the dough and place it into a die-cutting machine, which shapes the donuts with their characteristic hole in the center. A ring-shaped mold is used to cut the donuts. Clean and precise cuts ensure the shape is perfect. Dough scraps are removed and can be reused for another batch. The hole allows the donut to cook evenly during frying. Without it, the center might remain raw. After cutting, the donuts undergo a visual and automated inspection to ensure uniform size and shape. If a donut doesn't meet quality standards, it's removed before reaching the fryer. Next, the freshly shaped donuts pass through a fermentation chamber. Here, the donuts travel up and down a conveyor belt for over 30 minutes. A warm, humid air system activates the yeast, causing the donuts to rise and reach their final volume. Yeast is a microorganism that, when exposed to the heat and humidity of the fermentation chamber, begins to consume the sugars in the dough and releases carbon dioxide. This gas becomes trapped in the dough, forming small bubbles that make the dough expand and become lighter. The texture becomes softer and fluffier, and the characteristic donut flavors develop. After fermentation, they're ready to enter the fryer. The donuts enter a giant stainless steel fryer, where they float on the surface of a hot oil. Thanks to the yeast and fermentation, the donuts contain air inside, which makes them float while cooking. Each side cooks for 45 seconds. A mechanism in the fryer flips the donuts automatically so they cook evenly on both sides. This forms their signature golden and crispy crust. If the donuts aren't flipped properly, they may cook unevenly, affecting their texture. Once fried, the donuts leave the fryer and move to a draining area, where excess oil is removed before glazing. If the donuts are too hot, the glaze won't stick properly, so they need to cool slightly first. Now comes one of the most anticipated moments, the glazing, which gives Krispy Kreme donuts their unmistakable shine and sweet flavor. The donuts pass under a sugar-glazed waterfall, where they're fully coated with a thin, shiny layer. Beneath the conveyor is the glaze tank, which pumps the glaze to a spout that pours it evenly over the donuts. The excess glaze is recycled back into the tank for the next batch. After passing through the glazed waterfall, the donuts move along a vibrating belt that helps remove the excess glaze, preventing it from accumulating at the base. If the donut is not the classic glaze type, it continues to the decoration and filling station, where it can receive different ingredients and flavors. The donuts continue on their journey to the cooling tunnel, where the glaze fully hardens. A worker places the donuts into boxes, ready for sale. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to keep learning.